Talangan Integrated National High School proudly presents Project VACSIN, Validating Academic Compliance of Students Through Interventions.
In accordance with DepEd Order Number 12, Series of 2020, otherwise known as the Adaptation of the Basic Educational Learning Continuity Plan for school year 2020-2021 in light of the COVID-19 public health emergency, the Talangan Integrated National High School adopted the modular distance learning as part of the school learning continuity plan.
To go along with this learning delivery modality, a continuous improvement program was initiated which is named Project VACSIN, Validating Academic Compliance of Students Through Interventions. It aimed in providing solution to the non-compliance and late submission of output in modular distance learning.
The project owner is none other than the Principal thru of Talangan Integrated National High School, Ma'am Emma Lim Izot. The team leader and communicator is Dr. Elmar A. Pascual. The scribes are Ma'am Laarni V. Arban and Ma'am Ivy C. Villegas. The process observers are Mr. Daniel M. Alcazarin and Ms. Vedeline D. Dorado, while the documenter is Ms. Cleopatra M. Tobias.
Step 1. Getting organized by looking at the problem. It was found out that there is 8.70% of outputs in all subjects which were not submitted, and 6.65% of outputs in all subjects which were submitted late.
Step 2. Talk with the customer, our learners, and service provider, the grade 11 teachers. Learners and teachers were asked through social media, why do learners commit non-compliance and late submission of modular distance learning output?
Step 3. Walking the process. Sorting the responses of teachers, they were able to provide 28 different answers for non-compliance and 29 for late submission. On the other hand, learners freely provide 40 different answers for non-compliance while 35 for late submission.
Step 4. Identifying improvement areas. When all the responses given were sorted in such a way that only those that can be dealt with directly by the teachers were lined up, 14 causes of non-compliance and 14 causes of late submission were identified.
Step 5. Doing root cause analysis. Using fishbone diagram, it was made clear that the 8.70% status on non-submission of output was due to difficulty of the modular lesson, introduction of the new system, non-support or guidance of parents, and personal distractions. It was also established that the 6.65% status on late submission of output was due to the curriculum complexity, students' negligence, relational issue, and parents' factor.
Step 6. Developing solution. A partnership flowchart process was constructed. It began with the collection of school registry of learners' enrollment and first quarter status of submission. Then there was the piloting of cycle of intervention, feedback, resource material provision, learners monitoring, parents collaboration, and unlocking of difficulties which was added lately in the process. Class and parents orientation on Project VACSIN through social media and infographic promotion was conducted. Mediation on learners consecutively committing non-compliance and late submission was executed. Project VACSIN was monthly evaluated. Learners having complete output and punctual submission were recognized.
Also, a flowchart was created with all the 5 interventions to be applied every week. For the first intervention, weekly feedback on the output of the learners was sent within 3 working days from the day of output retrieval. For the second intervention, which is weekly provision of resource materials, supplemental learning materials were sent in group chats within 4 working days. For the third intervention, which is monitoring of learners' progress within a week, learners were inquired regularly about the progress of their output accomplishment. For the fourth intervention, which is collaboration in monitoring, parents came along hand in hand with the teachers in supervising the learners at home and in providing pictures of learners in action. For the fifth intervention, which was added lately, the unlocking of difficulties. Subject teachers shared an outstanding output to the group chat of learners.
Step 7. Finalizing improvement plans. All the 4 root causes of non-compliance and 4 root causes of late submission were deemed to be solvable by the 5 interventions. The advisors tackled on small details before plunging into the piloting part. What instrument or scale would be used in feedbacking? What possible resource materials could be provided to learners? What day of the week do learners need to receive them? How do we encourage or motivate learners to continue doing their task or output? How regular would this be done? How do we best encourage parents to provide a specimen of learners studying at home? These and other specifics were settled by the advisors before the next stage.
Step 8. Piloting solution. 1 week before the start of second quarter of school year 2020-2021, the interventions were applied, with the internal and external process observers in position. The internal process observer accomplished a questionnaire while getting responses from teacher participants with regard to their experience and level of implementation of different interventions. On the other hand, the external process observer took responses from parents and learners through Google Forms, inquiring how the stakeholders view the implementation of the different interventions.
On the part of the teacher participants, it was reported during the pilot week that teachers were doing feedbacking on time, providing additional materials for learners so that the lessons could be easily understood, and encouraging the students as well as the parents to keep going in the collaboration. On the part of the parents and learners, weekly feedbacking served as a warning signal to the students, making them alarmed about their status regarding the output submitted. Constant communication enabled them to be informed of their expected learning outcomes. Resource materials served as backup mechanism for students who were experiencing difficulties. And parent cooperation was a great help to all the teachers in achieving their goal in providing quality education for the learners.
Step 9. Rolling out solution. The whole second quarter of school year 2020-2021 became a very good venue to have the full implementation of the project VACSIN. Great insights were received from the implementers themselves. The feedbacking as an intervention was really effective. Provision of resource materials was indeed a challenge, but teachers managed to provide quality resources to learners. Teachers were all very keen in monitoring learners' progress by sending them encouraging notes. At first, few parents were able to respond with the teacher's call for collaboration of supervising learners at home, but soon they got the routine of providing pictures of their son or daughter studying at home.
Parents and learners had great things to say about the Project VACSIN. They said that weekly feedbacking was an effective tool in monitoring the learner's submitted output in a timely manner. Providing supplementary materials was a great help to the students for them to better understand the lesson. Monitoring of learners' progress done on a regular basis uplifts them. Parents and teachers working hand in hand resulted in a good education. The teacher showing the best output to the learners helped them figure out that they can do better next time.
Step 10. Checking progress. There was 8.70% status of non-submission of output during the first quarter, while 8.20% during the second quarter. The 0.50% decrease in non-submission was somehow a positive report on the aspect of the status of the project and a challenge as well.
There was 6.65% status of late submission for the first quarter and 4.13% for the second quarter. As a result, the Project VACSIN helped in one way or another to decrease the number of late submission during the second quarter by 2.52%. This was a positive report in the new normal of education. Project VACSIN helped in decreasing the number of late submission.
Step 11. Continuous implementation. For the second semester of the school year 2020-2021, the Grade 11 advisors of Talangan Integrated National High School is now more ready and more adaptive to the new normal situation. They were able to win the battle against learners' non-compliance and late submission of outputs. They were able to test the cycle of intervention as a very good solution to learners' weaknesses in dealing with the new system of education. Project VACSIN is now fully on its way to shape up quality education for the youth. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can make a difference.